Welcome back to another brand new episode of E on the Mic. I'm your host E, and today we're gonna do our Week 4 predictions. So last week, as I said, I was just gonna try to do better than 8-8. We went 7-9 once. Now we are on a verge right now. We are 26-22 right now in the records. We're gonna hope this week is the week we get back above 500 and more this week. Just run your pool. You can also find this link in the description, and you can do this all year long with me as we keep going. So without further ado, let's get it going. Here we go. Thursday night football. Miami versus Cincinnati. Right now, Cincinnati is favored by -4 due to a lot of injuries with Tua right now, his back injury and his ankle, and Waddle's injury to the groin. This is gonna be an interesting game here. It's gonna be the way. It's gonna be a way. I like Miami in this situation, even though Cincinnati's favorite. I'm not really trusting in Cincinnati's offensive line holding up for Joe Burrow, especially Joe Burrow. The first 2 weeks was getting harassed by the Cowboys defense and the Pittsburgh's defense. He was getting harassed, and I feel the same thing. If Miami's even could play how they did in Week 3 and Week 1, I like Miami's situation here. Now, if Teddy is the quarterback, now this could be a toss up here, but I'm going to go with Miami on Thursday night football. Going to our next game here, Minnesota New Orleans, an early 9:30 game. This is going to be take place in London. I like Minnesota here. I'm not really trusting New Orleans right now. Jameis Winston has been struggling the past 2 games from Tampa and the Carolina Panthers. I really got to go with Minnesota there, even though Dalvin Cook may or may not start on this Sunday due to an injury as of right now, so you might expect to see Madison there. But I do expect JJ to go off over Lattimore, and Adam Thielen and Kirk Cousins going to bounce back, going 3-1 for the Minnesota Vikings. So give me the Vikings here. Now, the Chargers, 1-2 Chargers against Houston's 0-2. Houston's looking for their first win of the season, while the Chargers coming off from a devastating loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. This one's going to be interesting. The Chargers are the way. Last time these two teams meet, Houston won in an upset last season. Do I trust the upset, or do I trust in the Chargers? Especially since right now, knock on wood for one of the defensive linemen who's now hurt out for the season. I'm going to go with the Chargers there. As much as I want to go say Houston, I'm going to say the Chargers here. I feel the Chargers will bounce back. Keenan Allen should be healthy back, and this will help spark the Chargers offense into creating points and being Houston at home. So give me the Chargers. This one will be interesting. Chicago against New York Giants. Two teams. Giants coming up from a loss against the Cowboys. Devastating loss at home. Chicago coming from a great victory over the Houston Texans, 23-20 in a close one. This one's going to come down to, once again, another field goal. And if I had to choose a team here for the first time, I'm actually going to go with Chicago. As much as I don't trust in Justin Fields as of right now, I just feel this is going to be one of those type of games where it's going to come down to a field goal. Both teams are going to be like neck and neck. They both both going to start scoring, but they're going to be like very close like this, neck and neck, neck and neck. So I'm going to go with Chicago here. First time going with Chicago this year. Give me Chicago in this one. They'll go 3-1. Surprise everybody there. Next one, Seattle against Detroit. Seattle coming off from a devastating loss to the Falcons, while Detroit is coming off from a devastating loss that should have been the Vikings. I'm going to go with Detroit. I'm going to go with my gut once more again, like I did last week. As I said, Detroit should have beat the Vikings. I'm going to say Detroit is going to beat Seattle. I know a lot of Seahawks fans not going to like me from saying that, but I just really like Detroit's offense and defense a little bit more than Seattle's offense and defense, especially they're missing Jamal Adams for the season, which knock on wood for his recovery. And I'm not really sold on Geno Smith as a quarterback for the Seahawks. They're going to have to look for a quarterback in the near future. But I like Detroit in this situation. Going to what could be the matchup, what could be one of the matchups of the week. Philadelphia and Jacksonville. Philadelphia coming off of a great victory over the Commanders, while Jacksonville was coming off from a great victory against the Chargers as well. This is really going to be a true test for the Jaguars. Are they legitimate, or they really be a deflated Chargers team? Especially Justin Herbert wasn't too healthy and Keenan Allen. This one, I'm going to go with Philadelphia. They're going to stay undefeated with Miami. They'll go 4-0 over Jacksonville. Although this will be close, I want to say this will be a walk in the park for the Philadelphia Eagles. I just like the Eagles more. I feel Jacksonville Jaguars will eventually lose again, especially if they did lose to the Commanders, but they had a great victories against the Colts and the Chargers. I think it's gonna come, and especially be at home for Philadelphia. I know Jacksonville beat LA at Los Angeles. I just don't see it happening. Philadelphia, that environment, Jalen Hurts is gonna be all over Jacksonville there. So give me Philadelphia. Next up, Jets, Pittsburgh. This one, I think this is going to be a Pittsburgh victory here. This should be a bounce back, especially both teams are coming off from devastating loss. Pittsburgh from last Thursday night, losing to Cleveland Browns. Jets coming off from a loss to the Bengals. I'm not going to trust in the Jets again. So give me Pittsburgh in this situation. Going to our next game, Cleveland and Atlanta Falcons. Both teams coming off from great victories last week. Now, who takes the dub here? Give me Cleveland. As much as I want to see the Falcons have been got a lot of close games here. I feel Cleveland will secure it at in Atlanta. Nick Chubb, gotta trust that offense more there. Lock on for Miles Garrett's recovery, especially guy in the car accident not too long ago. So lock on Wolf for his recovery once more there. But I want to say I like Cleveland in this situation. Even though, do not be surprised if Atlanta wins. Do not be surprised by it either. Especially how close they've got it. Especially they've beaten the Saints 26-10, which they choked that one away. They almost came back against the Rams, and they beat the Seattle Seahawks. So do not sleep on the Falcons this year. Do not sleep on them. But give me Cleveland in this situation. This AFC South matchup right here, the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. You look at these both teams, been struggling there. Both finally got their wins that they needed the most. Titans from the Raiders, Colts from the Chiefs. Great victories there. AFC South division rivals here. I'm gonna go with the Colts here. As much as Derrick Henry's finally reappearing there, I feel JT will also appear as well in this game. Matt Ryan will turn back the clocks this game once more, and I'm gonna go with the Colts here. Especially, I do have them as division winners. So one of these games, they're gonna split, no question about it. But I feel at this time, the Colts will take the victory right there over the Titans. Give me the Colts. Cowboys in Washington here. This is too much, not too much explanatory here. Cooper Rush 2-0. Washington is in the struggle in the mix there, especially getting plated with the Eagles, and I expect the same thing there. Give me Dallas. I love their defense right now. That's what's keeping Dallas afloat in the NFC. Give me, and especially in the NFC East, give me Dallas in this situation. Not trusting no Carson Wentz against Dallas at home in Jerry's World. Not trusting that. Game of the week: Buffalo, Baltimore, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. This could be a preview of the AFC Championship. Who knows? I could be wrong. Or the AFC Divisional. Who knows? But this is going to be a good one. It's going to be in Baltimore. I feel that Buffalo is looking for revenge after losing to Miami in what could have been a spike near the end, but just ran out of time. This is going to be a back and forth game. This is going to be a great game to watch. I like Buffalo in this situation here. They're going to bounce back. Although Lamar Jackson's been doing great for the Baltimore Ravens, they should be 3-0, honestly. But I do like Buffalo in the situation here. It's going to come down to more of a game-winning field goal. As much as you want to say Justin Tucker will be the one to be kicking that, it will actually be Tyler Bass kicking that. So give me Buffalo in this situation right here. Give me Buffalo. Finally going into our 4 o'clock games. Arizona against Carolina. Both teams are 1-2. Looking forward to get right onto the 500 mark. I'm actually going to go with Arizona here. I feel Arizona has shown some life here. Carolina finally got their victory over the Saints, while Arizona lost against the Rams. I like Arizona here. I think Kyle Murray go 2-2. I feel Baker Mayfield still not going to be the answer that Carolina needs, even though it's going to be at home, a late game. I do not trust in Matt Rule as of right now, and I feel Kyle Murray will be trying to compete in the NFC this year. So give me Arizona in this situation. Denver and the Raiders. Now this one will be interesting. The Raiders 0-3, Denver's 2-1. I picked the Raiders twice and I lost twice. They should have beaten the Cardinals and I lost to the Titans. We're almost trying to come back. Denver, I did not pick them. I picked the 49ers last week and they beat the 49ers 11-10 with a lead victory. While Denver also beat the Texans the following week. I know this is a home game for the Vegas Raiders. Man, as much as I want to say the Raiders, and I just don't even trust Russell Wilson either, You know what? You know what? I'll go with the Raiders. I'll stick by it. I'll stick by it. I just can't trust Russell Wilson. Even I know it's the Raiders. They struggle mildly over the past 3 weeks already. They should have not lost in week 2. Let's be real. They should not have lost in week 2. That was just a shambles there of a choke lead there. I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I just gotta go trust in my gut. I just don't trust in Russell Wilson right now. Give me the Raiders. They'll get their first victory this Sunday. This Sunday. I'll put that on the record there. New England against Green Bay. This one is not too much of a matchup here, although I'll go for Mac Jones' recovery there. Brian Hoyer will be the quarterback against Green Bay. As much as you don't want to sleep on New England, I gotta go with Green Bay. I think it's gonna be too much there. Not gonna have a star quarterback there. Their defense is probably gonna be the major key to stopping Aaron Rodgers. If they can't stop them, Green Bay all the way. Green Bay all the way. Now the Sunday night game, which could be pushed back to another date or somewhere else in a neutral site, since the Hurricane Ian is going to make landfall in Tampa sometime soon, and there will probably be no way access to even getting to that game at all. This should be honestly be pushed back or pushed back another later date if they want to do this. But as of right now, it's still on Sunday night. Chiefs, Tampa Bay. I gotta go with the Chiefs there. Chiefs are gonna coming back from a devastating loss to the Colts that should have won that game, but instead they lost that. Tampa was coming from another tough loss to Green Bay, 14-12. Tampa Bay should have their receivers back, while the Chiefs, I really do feel they will regroup themselves from that tough loss and they will beat Tampa Bay in the neutral site or in their own stadium, whichever is going to happen in that scenario. And our last game of the night will be the Rams and the 49ers. 49ers go at home. This is a great matchup. They're always, in the regular season, San Francisco have been dominating the Rams for a long time now. This is going to be an interesting game. Jimmy G is going to be the quarterback. But I'm going to say that streak is going to come to an end for the 49ers regular season games. And I'm going to go with the Rams. Yes, I'm going to go with the Rams. I know the Rams are not going to be at home, but I feel a domination of 49ers owning the Rams in the regular season is going to be done right there on Monday Night Football. And I'm going to go. This one will be more of a 24-21 game. So I'm going to say 45. 45 points for this game right here. And that's going to do it in this episode right here. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully, and I do mean hopefully, we get back to 500. Please. Especially when we start off 11-5, then we go 8-8, and then now 7-9. I hope we can get back up in the uptrend, not in the downtrend. Let's hope so. But until then, I will see you guys on the next episode. Until then, take care. Peace.